they talking real loud. Spreading on lies, trying to bring me down. Enemies lurking, but I won't back away. Got a vision in my mind, I'm here to stay. Got my crew beside me, we rise like a tide. When the storm gets rough, we ain't gonna hide. Propaganda swirling, but it won't touch me. Only love around, that's how it's gonna be. We keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track. In the city lights where dreams collide, we hustle through the night, fire in our stride. Whispers in the dark can't dim my glow. With rhythm in my soul, I'm ready for the show. We break the chains, rewrite the rules in this concrete jungle where nobody's fools. Unity sings louder than the lies they scheme. In the heart of the struggle, we dare to dream. We keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track.
Another Queen Ahmadiyyah production.
Haze on the corner, they talking real loud. Spreading on lies, trying to bring me down. Enemies lurking, but I won't back away. Got a vision in my mind, I'm here to stay. Got my crew beside me, we rise like a tide. When the storm gets rough, we ain't gonna hide. Propaganda swirling, but it won't touch me. Only love around, that's how it's gonna be. We keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track. In the city lights where dreams collide, we hustle through the night, fire in our stride. Whispers in the dark can't dim my glow. With rhythm in my soul, I'm ready for the show. We break the chains, rewrite the rules in this concrete jungle where nobody's fools. Unity sings louder than the lies they scheme. In the heart of the struggle, we dare to dream. We keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track. Haze on the corner, they talking real loud. Spreading on lies, trying to bring me down. Enemies lurking, but I won't back away. Got a vision in my mind, I'm here to stay. Got my crew beside me, we rise like a tide. When the storm gets rough, we ain't gonna hide. Propaganda swirling, but it won't touch me. Only love around, that's how it's gonna be. We keep moving forward, never looking back.
All right. Hello, everyone. Hold on. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is your Saturday Vitamin. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. D Major, what was AI? One of those horses? I don't think so. I think they were all real, I guess. Anyway, how's everybody doing? Nefarious ones. Okay, we got Deronda, J Love the Queen, D Major, Cookie. All right, 57 Beige Fox. Let's get into it. 504 Nola. Byron is here. Pearly. All right. Deronda, Leon, Emperor Rex. Okay. Danielle, Michael M. Millicent is here. All right, we're in business. Pretty Wings, Charlotte. Okay, and Trisha, Buckhorst, DC. Okay, so shout out to all of my loyal Rose and everyone tuned into the Queen. All right, we the people. Ashkan is here. All right. And so let's get this party started. Let the games begin. Hey, Dark Tube. Now, that all being said, Byron said that black horse was real. It sure was. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, that horse was real. Deronda, Queen, I was the one who said Melania is a former. Okay. Ashkan said, OMG Queen, I was driving this morning during your wash and fold of measurement, almost pulled over from laughter. I mean, we made up. But I had to go in. Y'all know I be doing measurement dirty. Y'all know I did measurement dirty. Okay, so listen. Hey, Measurement's back in the chat. Now listen. Jermaine is here. Said, did you get some rest yesterday? Oh my God, yes, I did. My eyes were literally hurting. Do y'all know the struggles I go through just to bring you all the news? And I feel so underappreciated most of the time. I mean, y'all just do the queen dirty. I'm joking. No, y'all don't. But yes, I was very tired. So thank you for asking if I got some rest. Listen, I took you all's advice and I literally slept all day until it was time for the next live. Seriously. I set my alarm clock for 4:15, thinking I was going to sleep maybe 3 hours. Honey, when that alarm went off, I cut it off and kept snoozing. I turned it off and kept snoozing. Okay, so now with that all being said, let's get black into it. Let's get into it. Deronda, you are so messy. Coming in here starting off with a mess already. Talking about Queen. I was the one who said Melania was a former. Now I'm just still trying to figure out, Deronda, why did you bring that back up again? I'm glad you told me who said it because I couldn't remember who said that yesterday, but I was hollering. Okay, I was hollering. D Major said, why that pizza low-key making me hungry? She was hungry too. We're going to get into it in just a second because this lady, I want to know you all's thoughts on it, what you all think about it after you see what other people were saying. Okay. I want y'all to tell me what y'all's thoughts are on it. But before we get into that, let's talk about this. Okay, so it has come to my attention that allegedly Chud the Builder is not having a good time in jail. Like, I don't know why people are being mean to him. Let's go to the video report from Secret Service Sam with the latest. Because this is all just so sad. Why won't they leave that poor man alone? I mean, all he did was call black people the N-word and tell us to stop chimping out, right?
Secret Service Sam here, and I have reports that Chud the Builder is having a very hard time in jail. Allegedly, inmates are making him crawl on the ground and going, honk, honk, honk. They're treating him like a pig. They're saying, quit honking out, quit oinking out, and it gets nasty. So kids, turn away, close your ears if you're sensitive to this kind of content. But they say that they are defecating all over his microphone like Nina Simone. Anyway, I am digressulating. They're defecating on the floor and making him crawl and roll through it and even, get this, eat it. They're making him eat it. God, I love this for him. I think it is great. This is the doo-doo and the poo-poo that he deserves, man. Keep it up, inmates. I've never cheered on prisoners more in my life. But Chud the Builder deserves all the heat, all the gas. Put that gas pedal to full throttle and get him. Teach him a lesson and teach the rest of these racists a lessons that if you do stuff like this, you're going to go to jail and you will pay and you'll get rolled in doo-doo. God, I hope they're blowing out his backside and pegging him up in there. What do you guys think about this? He's getting the bone from Tyrone. Secret Service Sam.
God, Sam, you all do know that Sam is a comedian. Do you all know that? Did I tell you all that when Sam's been on this channel? He's literally a comedian, okay? I'm serious. He knows Tiffany Haddish, Deion Cole, all of them. He's literally a comedian. Okay, he cracks me up. Ashkan said, Queen Shakur, you're truly the undisputed, undefeated champion of receipts and pettiness. Thank you. Do you think any of that's going to count when I'm on the road to hell, beloved? Because if I keep it up, that's clearly where I'm going. Okay, please pay attention. Okay, thank you, beloved. Now listen, I forgot. Now somebody in here must use, I know a few of you all use 12 tribes, but honey, somebody put a comment in here and said, Queen, 12 tribes. Thank you, because I completely forgot to do that. Okay, so let's have a brief word from my sponsor from 12 Tribes before we continue. Okay, thank you, beloved. Here we go.
Do not buy 12 Tribes on Earth hair growth oil and hair magic elixir unless you want super healthy, gorgeous hair that grows. They have a whole line of amazing hair growth products, including hair growth leave-in conditioner spray, hair growth shampoo, hair growth spray, and hair growth butter. I'm starting to sense a theme here. They include quality natural ingredients. They smell amazing, and you can see the results for yourself. So if you're looking for healthy hair growth for your natural or relaxed hair, try 12 Tribes on Earth today.
Okay, so don't forget you can purchase 12 Tribes Hair Oil at Etsy.com. Just look for Lisa Kratz. You can also find it at Walmart.com. And don't forget that she sells beard oil. Okay, so that all being said, now let's get a load to this because did you all know that Trump is supposed to be having this big shindig because of the 250-year anniversary of the United States, no less? And so they had gotten a bunch of celebrities to perform there. How many of you have heard about this? Did you all hear about this? Put a one in the chat, please, beloveds, if you all heard about this. Okay? Measurement said you can do it, put your back into it, okay? Listen, did you all hear about this? Put a one in the chat if you all heard about this, because here's what's happened. So they're saying, okay, so many of you heard about it. Now, see, here's the thing. So now they're saying that all of these people are pulling out. Like they didn't know they were supposed to perform for Trump. And I looked it up because when I saw this video, I said, wait a minute, they didn't know? Who does that? Got these people to sign up and agree under fraudulent pretext? So let's go to the footage. And I did look it up. And yeah, it's absolutely true. These people backed out. Now, I think this video, the character is AI, but the news is real.
To every single artist, every single one. The Trump administration put together a massive concert lineup for their so-called Freedom 250 celebration. Martina McBride, the Commodores, Young MC, Morris Day, CNC Music Factory, Milli Vanilli. Big names, real draw. There's just one problem. Not one of them knew it was a Trump event. That's not speculation. These artists said it themselves, on the record, publicly, one after another. Their agents were told this was a nonpartisan celebration of all 50 states, a state fair, wholesome, community, music bringing people together. Martina McBride posted it directly. I asked a lot of questions and was assured this was a nonpartisan event. Then, the day before the announcement went public, things started changing. She found out what it really was. She quit. Then the Commodores quit. Young MC quit. Morris Day quit. CNC Music Factory's Freedom Williams went on video and said, and I'm paraphrasing, "My agent called me 3 months ago about a show in DC. He didn't say anything about Trump. I hate Donald Trump." One by one, gone. Here's the twist. The administration's response? This is nonpartisan. We just want to bring people together. They said that while every artist was publicly posting that they were deceived. Now think about who's left. Vanilla Ice, possibly Kid Rock again. The same Kid Rock who flies around in military Apache helicopters, taxpayer-funded flyovers to his house, and once said in a White House meeting where Trump genuinely asked him what to do about North Korea. Kid Rock, North Korea policy. Let that breathe for a second. And the Milli Vanilli situation, even that's a mess. The actual original vocalist released a statement saying whoever shows up to this concert should be considered a tribute band with zero musical connection to them. The one person still willing to perform is the face of the group, who never actually sang a single note on any of their records. So the Trump concert lineup is literally built on artists who didn't consent, a band that lip-synced, and Kid Rock. And here's the real story underneath this. Ben Folds, former curator for the National Symphony Orchestra, resigned early 2025, said something that cuts through all of it. The Kennedy Center takeover wasn't about booking bands. It was the first move. Control the arts, then move to the networks, then late night, then 60 Minutes. Steamroll in order. These artists who walked away, they understand exactly how they were going to be used. The question I want you to answer in the comments: if artists have to trick into showing up, what does that tell you about who's actually excited to be there voluntarily?
Okay, Ashkan said, is that a real person? If I find out it's his own channel and he AIs himself rather than just film it, I'm going to lose it. You know, some people actually do that. I mean, more power to them, but that seems like a whole lot of work when you could just film yourself, right? Some people create characters and just let that be the face of the channel. Maybe that's what he did. I don't follow him. I just happened to see that video. But yeah, I find it interesting. Now here's what they say, because I looked it up and it says, okay, I typed in, did a bunch of celebrities pull out from Trump's event? It says, yes, if you're referring to the recently announced Freedom 250 Great American State Fair events tied to the U.S. 250th anniversary celebration, several well-known performers reportedly withdrew after the lineup was announced. Multiple artists said they believed they had signed on for a nonpartisan patriotic celebration and later became concerned about the event's political associations. Now, among the performers reported to have backed out were Martina McBride, everyone that he said, Bret Michaels, Young MC. First of all, what is the Trump confused? Because what does the Trump administration know about Young MC? Let me continue. Morris Day, the Commodore, CNC Music Factory. They don't mention Milli Vanilli. But they say some reports also indicated confusion. Oh, yeah, they do. They said some reports indicate confusion surrounding the participation of Milli Vanilli, with at least one member reportedly surprised to see the group's name listed. Now, in response, Trump publicly criticized some of the departing artists and floated the idea of replacing parts of the concert programming with an America is Back rally or a major speech. Yikes, nobody wants to hear that. And it says, reports indicated that performers such as Vanilla Ice remained committed to appearing. I bet he did. He don't have anything else going on. Ice, baby. First of all, he's the last one that should be appearing after they got a whole nefarious terrorist group running around here calling themselves ICE, okay? He needs to sit down somewhere. But anyway, we know he doesn't mind, okay? What's his last name? Whipperdickle? Whip Van Winkle? What's that last name that he has? Yeah, I'm sure he'll be there. Anyway, let's continue. Okay, let's continue. I was going to tell you all about the UFC thing with Trump. Yeah, let's go to that. Listen, let's go to that. Because they say minority soldiers may not attend the UFC white extravaganza. Now, that is a Latino man complaining because he feels like the Latino soldiers will not be able to attend because of height requirements. This is what he said. Okay, let's get into it. The likes of everyone, please like and share. Thank you to this. It's all nefarious. Trump is just really grifting while he's there. I mean, he's charging people $1 million for a seat.
Ridiculous. The UFC fight in the White House is and will be. Now is reported that they're asking soldiers to go to the UFC to be behind the president, so he can look cool. But besides soldiers paying their own trip, which I'm pretty sure there's going to be some deep throaters that are going to make it, they are demanding that the people that go meet certain height and weight and other conditions to be there. Why? Because they are crafting an army that is not the army that actually fights. It's not the 30% minority army that is there. And I'll tell you why. Because to them, what they want to have behind the president are 6 feet tall people, fit, certain weight, that they all look like that's the whole army that they have. But the other high percentage of Latinos that are there that are not 6 feet tall, that do not look white, they are not admitted to go there because they got to meet those requirements. Why? Because they don't want to fucking see you. Because they don't want to let the world know that the United States Army is a combination of a diverse group of people. Everything from a Latino to a Black to a Mexican to whatever you want are in the Army. And the combination of that strength is what makes the Army what it is. But no, according to Pete Hegseth, diversity is our strength is a stupid statement because he dumb motherfucker spent 6 months in a combat zone and now suddenly he is fucking Jason Bourne. But the fact of the matter is that I cannot understand how anybody at this point, and this comes from a veteran, would join the military when they don't even want you to be on TV with uniform to look like you're part of that army. That's right. How fucking ashamed they feel about you.
Mm-hmm.
But when
Yep. Yeah, when the bullets start flying, you're going to be in the front lines, and he's right. Okay, Ashkan said ICE could help Team USA win the World Cup. Every other team is in detention. That is nefarious, okay? I thought they were going to cancel the World Cup, but it seems like they still need their coins. I mean, I thought that the hantavirus and the Ebola scare would be enough to cancel, but I guess not. I guess not. And I said, I'm not going. And my man was like, when have you ever, of course you're not going, when have you ever gone to the World Cup? Have you ever even thought about going to the World Cup? Okay, sit down somewhere. Okay, exactly. And so anyway, XX Frank Nitty said the Mexicans voted for him too. Some of them actually did, sadly. I bet they're feeling the burn now. Okay, now let's get into it. Listen, first off, we're gonna go to Corey Holcomb. Now, y'all know I'm no Corey Holcomb fan, but it looks like he did have the wherewithal to call out Cheyenne Bryant as a fraud a year ago before this all came out. D-Berry said Queen just wanted to put on the record that she's not attending. No, I don't know why I even told him that. I think we were talking about the hantavirus, and then I said they're still going to have the World Cup, and I said the people might be out there sick, and I said I'm not going. He was like, "Of course you're not going. Where have you ever gone?" You don't even know what I was thinking. Okay, now that all being said, let's get into it because this is a clip from a year ago with Corey Holcomb. I'll tell you who else already called this out too. Tasha K. I don't have Tasha K's clip, but Tasha K said it too. She didn't say she wasn't a doctor, but you could tell she didn't think she was because she kept throwing shots saying stuff like, yeah, I know y'all gonna get mad about this commentary. Y'all gonna say I'm hating. She said, but this lady got her degree from University of Phoenix. And she kept clowning her or whatever. And we all know University of Phoenix is of course, an online university that it doesn't take much smarts, to get a degree from, in my opinion. Okay, now let's go to the clip. I'm going to use an overlay. On this because Cam Newton did not say I could use his video. And then after this, we're going to go to where Cheyenne was the donkey of the day on the Breakfast Club when they had people calling in. Also from a year ago, they said whoever this caller is needs to be given an award because she must have had discernment too. So we're going to go to that, and then we'll get into what Toure had to say because he did a whole nother video about her. Okay, so likes up, everyone, please like and share. Here we go.
Didn't affect my relationship with my baby mother, number one, baby mother, number two, or even with my situation that I'm with now. But what is to come from that is I don't want my platform to be fake. That's shit.
Why would you call her a doctor, brother? I'm not saying your platform is fake at all. I'm just saying when somebody say Dr. Bryant, it irks me. Where's her colleagues? Where's she a doctor at? Because I've done the research.
And it was what?
I don't see doctor nowhere. If somebody is a doctor, they will be proud to show you, I'm a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
She can't do it. She just says it. This is a fantasy that woman is living. I mean, like, you don't see everybody to see you, Sister Bryant. We know it's a girl you call your bodyguard, but we know it's more to it than that. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here in the streets. So I can't say what this girl is right there, that you call in your little security sometimes, but you know what I'm saying? There's people who know y'all and they talk.
We're challenging the standard of what comes standard.
So, and all this doctor stuff, I mean, come on. Where is the proof that you're a doctor? Can you just do that online? Instead of all of the glamour videos with all the makeup on and everything, show us you're a doctor and how you became a doctor and how you practice being a doctor. You're just doing internet talk like everybody else, except you wanted to put doctor on your name.
Mally C just gifted 5 memberships to the channel. Thank you, beloved. I appreciate you. Peace, love, and blessings. Everyone, please shout out Mally C, okay, for being so generous and giving memberships to the channel. And by the way, starting next weekend, I'll get back on my true crime thing for the members only on Sundays, okay? So make sure you all tune in. I've been a little lax because I've been busy, but we're going to get back into it, all right? Cincy Prophetic Bastard, thank you for the super sticker donation, beloved. I appreciate you. Peace, love, and blessings. All right, we're off to a good start. Now let's continue because this is all juicy. But somebody please tell me what in the hell Corey is wearing. That outfit he's wearing looks like it's made out of his grandmother's quilts. But let's continue.
Prove to me you're a doctor so I can eat crow and apologize. But don't come with that little nonsense online shit. That ain't gonna work on me. I know. And all that low vibrational women stuff. You used to work at the strip club, right? I would ask her that. She's talking about low vibrational women. And even if that was a time when she's not doing that now, she talked about the things that she's done to men and how she kicks up dust with men on purpose that so-called love her. And I never saw the end of y'all video until my girl showed me this.
Which one?
When you hit her with that 50 Cent shit and she was stuck, it was classic, but that's not promoted.
But that
because she praised 50 Cent because there's opportunity maybe there for her. Now, this ain't no diss to 50 Cent. 50 Cent, you know, he walked up to her and like, as she said, he was like, you're amazing or whatever. We know how the game go, but she wouldn't say nothing bad about 50 Cent because that opportunity might not be gone yet. But when the opportunity with 50 is gone, she'll be calling him low vibrational and all that. Because I don't think she really like men. I think she like women because I've seen some evidence of that. Now, this is what I said, I think. But women who run through men that she's with and she say she like, have you heard some of the stuff she said she did to the men that she was in relationships with?
No.
Yeah, I knew you didn't know that. I've watched that lady since I was on the show with her a long time ago. I was on the show with her with one of my homeboys, Zoe Williams. He had a show. And that lady, if her real story came out, she would be a farce, I believe. I don't think she's a doctor, and I'm putting it out there. I don't think she's a doctor. If I am, show me where you got your doctorate, and I would love to talk to some of your colleagues.
But I think that's not necessarily in that case how you feel, because I think that's just her direction that she wants to go. I do call Cap.
She's lying and saying she's a doctor.
No, that's a stage name for all. Even if she's not, she's made some great points. She's made some points that I would say in this world of content, she has provoked thought.
Give me a great thought, she said.
Well, low vibrational. Whether
That's
it's
a word.
If it's true or not, broken homes, whether it's true or not, this is something going back to influence. She has been influential in creating a narrative about high-functioning men, low vibrational action. And that right there may not be true in my world or your world, and I don't get to dictate that. Unfair and unjust, yes. But when that clip goes, nobody's going to watch the 2 hours and even peep the 50 Cent situation. They're going to see
I saw it
on Spiritual Word. They're going to see it on Shade Room. They're going to see it on this platform, that platform, and everybody going to creator hack, as they will call it in YouTube world. And then they're going to speak on Dr. Bryant calls out Cam Newton and Nick Cannon.
It was some bullshit.
But that, you don't get the right to say that, because in all cases, we've seen when you say the truth, that nigga ain't nothing but bitter. That nigga hating. And the truth of the matter is this: when I go back home, because it was me that was used in that, I'm still in the same situation. If anything, it has brought my situation closer because we're able to talk about that.
But you hit her upside the head with the 50 Cent thing. He was is he this? And she would not exhaust that resource because she still wants to see what she can work out of that.
I didn't know. So when I asked her that question, I didn't know about, I was just reaching for any person that I'm saying to myself, okay, cool. Well, every person that has had a child and that is not with that person has created a broken home. So I'm like, yo, a person who I admire, I'm like, yo,
Curtis, she ain't got no kid.
But
let me tell you why you ain't got no kid. Because you can't make a kid with the person you with, can you? Don't get mad at me if I'm telling the truth now. I ain't saying this is a fact, but I'm saying.
But you can't say that though.
People who know you put your business out there, ma'am. So most people don't know. The average civilian don't know. But people who know you know who that girl is who you call your security. I'm just putting it out there with pleasure.
Can we move on, or you want to still stay here?
Get it. Let's go somewhere else.
Say less. In your opinion, last thing on this though, but I'm like, this is my truth to this, and this is my last take on Dr. Bryant. I think she came here and she used the platform for what it was intended for her to do. So much so, I don't even think prior to her coming on this platform, she had 1 million followers on Instagram. That's a Snapple fact.
Mm-hmm.
The only reason why.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many.
Only reason why she came here is because, I really want to have thought-provoking conversations.
Mm-hmm.
And in some of those conversations, I don't get to choose where I'm just always talking and saying like, yo, bro, I don't think what you're doing is right. Some of that is, yeah, bro, what you're doing is wrong. So I took the risk and said, when I sent over, the truth is this, when I sent over her name to talent at Iconic Saga, everybody's like, who?
Right. You blew her up.
I'm not saying that.
No, it's a fact.
I'm not saying, listen to what I'm saying. I'm not saying that I blew her up. What I am saying is she's definitely maximized, not from the Nick Cannon, because not a lot of people seen that. But when you came on my platform and you spoke how you spoke, whether I believed in it or not, or whether you believed in it wholeheartedly or not, it has elevated you in this realm of go, sis, let's impact, keep these, in check. And all I'm saying is, okay, she's from Cam Newton's Funky Friday. She's went on to B. Simone. She's went on to other situations. I'm not mad at that.
B. Simone, ain't that the girl who stole the book?
Who?
B. Simone.
She stole the book.
She stole the book.
Mm.
Do you know about that?
Empower me.
She stole the book. She claimed a book that wasn't hers, that somebody else wrote. You really don't know about this?
Straight face, right?
Now, Corey alleges in this clip, I never heard anything about this, but Corey alleges in this clip that she claimed that someone claimed that they wrote a book that they didn't write or something. Talking about B. Simone, if I'm not mistaken. I never heard anything about that.
And the guy, I don't know.
It ain't hard to find.
Say less, and I will.
Okay.
But in this particular situation, I'm like, I've done my job, and you've done your job to impact and elevate. So when I had mentioned, this is what I was saying, when I had mentioned the Curtis Jackson, the 50 Cent, at the time she Euroed out of it, I didn't know she was potentially trying to work with.
Look, we saw it, brother. There are people who ain't looking with that average eye. There are people who watching every word come out of your mouth, my mouth. I saw her squirm when you put the question on her about who 50 Cent was. She came at you like she came at you, but she wouldn't dare say that about 50 Cent because she hasn't exhausted that resource.
Okay, I'm going to stop right there. Now, with that all being said, while you all were listening, I was actually trying to find there was a video that I saw the other day, and I forgot to send it to myself, but there was a video where she was on someone's podcast, and they were asking her, there was multiple people on there, if I'm not mistaken, but they were asking her about her relationship status, like she's not married or whatever, and then she said that there was a man, or she said she was dating around. She said she was dating around, but she wasn't serious with anyone, and there was a guy that she had been dating for it was 5 or 15 years. It was a while, but she said they have been dating off and on. And then she said that basically that they just, it sounded like they just hook up or whatever. And that's what the person implied. And she was like, we just I think it was 5 years. Yeah, it was 5 years. Because the guy was like, oh, I know you were giving him some because you didn't have anybody waiting for 5 years. But nonetheless, I was just thinking, lady, you're supposed to be a relationship guru, but you're messing around with somebody for 5 years, like not even serious with them, because she said they would be off and on, and then she was dating other people. So I was like, how is she giving relationship advice? Because that just all sounds like booty calls per se. I'm just saying. So anyway, that all being said, now let's go to where she got Donkey of the Day. Okay, this was over a year ago on the Breakfast Club. I'm gonna put an overlay on here, but they had people calling into the show, and they let the people that were calling in say who they wanted to give the Donkey of the Day to, and then someone quickly said to her, let me just go to that clip. Let me see. Let me just try to scroll forward. I don't remember. I want to say it was almost at the 3-minute mark or whatever. But so anyway, they gave it to her. They said the stuff she says doesn't make sense and she gets caught in lies and all of that. Hold on. I know you're lying, Mally C. Hold on here. Mally C says, Queen, her book was quotes from people from Pinterest. Are you serious? I absolutely cannot. Okay, I'm going to put an overlay on this. Hold on. All right, I'm going to put an overlay. But as you look at this picture, thank you for that insight, beloved, to the topic and your contribution to the channel. I appreciate you. Peace, love, and blessings. Now, look, this is Jeezy in the middle, but look at this lady right here. I'm inclined to think that's the bodyguard of which Corey was speaking. Okay, I think that's who he was speaking about. Look at her little outfit. It looks nice on her, but was that the occasion? Because that looks like something you wear at the house for your man, if you had one. But anyway, let's continue.
What's up? Yeah. What's up, Eric? Who you want to get the biggest hee-haw to, Eric?
I have to say, I love.
Fast forward.
It's not saying. It's saying that, yes, research.
I think I don't like when people say that, and I'm something that's like.
You're not supposed to use the noise of negative content. When you give you the dog.
I'm not calling on her. Okay, I want to get a biggest hee-haw to Cheyenne Bryant and everybody that's giving her a platform to tell her lies.
Oh, shoot, what Dr. Cheyenne did to you?
Okay, I'm not calling on her accolades. I can't question her accolades. But every interview she do, she got a different storyline. She told Nick Cannon that she was engaged 4 times. She told everybody else she was engaged 2 times. She said her mom and dad was pregnant at 16, 15, 17. She also said her dad got 6 kids, then her dad got 7 kids. She's so secretive, you might think she a married side nigga. Like, she be lying. I done watched all her interviews. I done studied this lady. She read a script. She go word for word based on everything. She control the narrative. She fake.
Oh, okay.
If she was in the hood, she'd get beat up every day. Because she fake.
Why she gotta get beat up? God damn.
Because she fake.
Yeah, I salute the Dr.
Like
Cheyenne.
I said, I'm not questioning her accolades, whether she a doctor or not. But everything that she talk about is scripted. She say it word for word on every interview. But then she be talking so fast, she'll lie real quick and then just go past it.
No lie.
All right, well, thank you for calling. Good morning. Who's this?
Now, I want you all to pay attention because Charlemagne clearly hung up on that woman. Okay, he clearly hung up on that woman after she started going in on Cheyenne Bryant. Hold on. Let me pull up this next clip real quick. Okay, yeah. He clearly hung up on her. Okay. I find it all interesting. That lady had her dead right. Okay, so she's always lying, like she's reading from a script, and then she talks fast and she'll tell a lie real quick. She will. She absolutely will. Ashka said she got beat up and registered LLCs at the same time. Okay? Listen, Charlemagne is trying to play like he's trying to act like he's oblivious. He knows darn well that fake people do get beat up in the hood. Okay, he knows that. If he's really black, okay, people in the hood do not like fake RS people. They're not to be trusted. Now, with that all being said, let's go to this clip. The real reason we're here, because Toure came out a few days ago and then did another story or segment about Cheyenne. My viral fight with Cheyenne Bryant explained. And then on the thumbnail, it said, she called me gay, or she said I was gay. Okay, so let's get into it. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. I'm going to share the screen.
That's me and Cheyenne Bryant fighting on TV. This was last year, 2025. I was the host of the show. She was the number one permanent guest.
Hold on, let me just tell you all this. Now, mind you, when him and Cheyenne got into it, that video that we all just watched where she was cursing and all that, that was from last year. So apparently they put it out now because I don't think it was released at the time, but or even if it was, they put it out now, I guess because her name is trending. Okay, so that was from like a year ago when she did all of that. But let's continue.
She was on every episode. She and I were the heart of the show. This car crash moment happened as I was pulling into the very end of the show during the last episode of the season. The producer was telling me to wrap because we had to stay on time. It was over. And Cheyenne knew we had to wrap because of time. She had been told many, many, many times throughout the season, do not interrupt Toure as he's wrapping the show. It was written in the script, in every script, do not interrupt Toure as he's wrapping the show. She and I and the producer had a whole meeting mid-season about don't interrupt Toure when he's ending the show. I tried to avoid her interrupting me by tossing the last question of the show to her so she would feel like the show had ended with her getting to speak a lot.
Doc, what do you think about the notion of holding parents criminally responsible for their children's behavior?
I was constantly thinking of ways to placate her massive ego.
I said it earlier. I said it's circumstantial. I think that if a parent is neglecting their child of what's needed for them to be mentally stable and healthy and be in a state of mind where they can actually, operate as a citizen who isn't impaired, then I think that that parent who's providing those resources, should not be have consequence or discipline.
She doesn't really know where she's going.
Again, if you're neglecting your child in any manner, I think there should be consequences to a parent, no matter what, if there's neglect at the hands of a child. But y'all know how I feel. I feel gentle parenting makes for a gentle child.
Unsure of where to go, but desperate to keep talking, she has for some reason looped back into the argument that we had been having all season long, even though it had very little to do with what we were talking about. But she brought us back around to gentle parenting, whatever that really means, because she wanted to take one last jab at me, bringing up the issue that she knew might trigger me because it usually did, because she was so incredibly wrong.
Now, let me say this. So you guys, so what she was saying is that there should not be gentle parenting, but that's crazy. Now, here's the thing. Mind you, this is coming from a woman who doesn't have any children, has never raised anyone's child. What is she talking about? She doesn't believe in gentle parenting. So you should be mean to the children, rude, talk to them crazy, beat them, spank them, whatever. No, I absolutely believe in gentle parenting. Okay? Please. End of the day. Now, if you want to go in on them, do that when they get grown. I'm just saying, little children, you should absolutely be gentle with them. It's just my opinion. I've raised two, but let's continue.
All season long, I argued that children should never be spanked or hit, which is what the entire modern child psychology field believes.
No child development researcher would ever tell you that spanking is a good idea at this point. It only leads to negative behaviors in the child.
It always made me suspicious of her credentials to hear her advocate for violent parenting. What person who's educated in the field of child development would do that?
I think that there are rules and in their structure, and there's a thing called boundaries, and boundaries have been proven to create healthy relationships, not just between people, but for that person within themselves.
Okay, but boundaries don't really relate to corporal punishment. You're conflating things that are of different issues.
If we raise kids with no boundaries and no structure and discipline, they go out into the world and they don't understand that, and they end up being in battles, and they end up actually having a lot of issues with law enforcement.
Completely untrue. People with law enforcement problems are far more often the victim of abuse or violence in the home than not.
The jails aren't full of people who were gentle parented. It's quite the opposite. They're full of people who were hit as children. Same things with shows like Beyond Scared Straight. Do you think those kids were being hugged every day? Those kids got beat. I'll promise you that.
The data shows that being hit as a child leads to prison much more than not being hit. The notion that parents are hitting children in order to keep them out of prison is completely backwards folk logic that does not fit with the actual data.
The more you put your hands on your child, the more normalized violence becomes, and the more they perpetuate it outside the house.
Let me tell y'all something. That's
Starbucks
all
refreshers
facts and no
concentrate.
fiction. That's all facts and no fiction, because people who beat their children, okay, corporal punishment, those children are usually the ones that are the darn bullies in school. Listen, when I have counseled children that are bullies, like talk to them, I don't mean I'm a therapist or counselor. No, I mean that when I was in school and I would deal with the children that were in the LD classes and things like that, these children who were the bullies and problematic, getting into fights and all that stuff, it was always the kids who were abused at home, who had some sort of issues at home. Gentle parenting, they're not going to be the ones that are aggressive. That's just a fact. And here's the thing. D Major says this is controversial, but I think spanking should be illegal and punishable as a felony in some cases. Well, abuse, definitely. Spanking, maybe not. But in my opinion. But here's the thing, though. It's really not controversial, beloved, because what Toure is saying, he's not talking about what the collective of people think, like in the general population. He's more so talking about what a therapist, a licensed therapist or a trained therapist or a psychologist or a psychology expert, as she calls herself. He's just saying that that's nothing they would ever tell a parent to do. Okay, that's just not what they would tell a parent to do. All right, they just wouldn't do it. Even if they thought it, I'm sure they wouldn't tell the parent, because the parent goes and does something and the child gets hurt. Now they can blame them for it. So that's why he was saying he was questioning her credentials. Okay, but I mean, she sounded crazy to say she doesn't believe in gentle parenting. So what are you going to do? Just be rude and hollering at the kids and popping them all the time? I'm sorry. That makes no sense. Okay, that makes no sense. And she makes no sense. No wonder people got suspicious, because I don't know exactly what it was that made people start coming in on her all of a sudden. Do you all know? Because I never did get to the root of that, why it was. What was the straw that broke the camel's back where everyone just started going in on her about her accolades? Something must have happened. I don't know what it was. Okay, I just saw it trending and started looking into it. But at the end of the day, this lady doesn't have any children. Okay, she's not married, never been, but you're giving relationship advice and then giving people's children clinical therapy? Like, make that make sense. But let's continue.
For violence toward children, entirely built on folk wisdom, ignoring the modern knowledge and studies in the child psychology field, which she claims to be a part of. For you, civilian, to claim that hitting kids is a good idea is totally different than a supposed family and child therapist or a psychology expert to argue that when no one else in the field would. That, more than anything, made me certain that she wasn't really a doctor.
Much of her points will be like nonsensical to actual doctors. But here's the thing. She sounds great to untrained ears. See, in the Black community, we aren't really like great fans of, gentle parenting, spare the rod, spoil the child. You would expect an actual professional who's trained in child therapy to be able to diagnose children, find solutions, figure out why kids are acting this way and how to solve it. Cheyenne Bryant, I guess, solution for a bratty kid is to bring out that belt and whoop them. And Toure is like, bro, this is not what a doctor who's trained in child therapy would say. Even if you're one of those people who agree with her and you agree that 2-year-olds deserve corporal punishment, you at least have to see some type of red flag in a doctor not being able to contain herself as somebody rebuttals or responds. Now, in this case, Toure wasn't even rebuttal. He was just trying to end the show. He was trying to wrap up. So he was doing his little monologue before wrapping up. Because he offered up any type of critique, she couldn't even allow him to say 3 sentences out of his mouth before she tries to interrupt to go on another 4 or 5 minute soliloquy.
There's a big world that they are able to participate in, but they cannot be the center of attention to everything. And so I'll end on saying,
she said, I'll end on this because the producer was then telling her, stop talking. You've been talking forever. And she's signaling back, okay, I'll stop eventually. It really destroys the flow of the show to have one person talk for a long time, especially when they have nothing to say.
What I do agree with is that every child is different, and that every child may not necessarily need
She's not making a coherent or intelligent point.
the same level of discipline, but every child does need structure and discipline in order for that child to grow up and be an adult who understands that this is the law of the land, this is how life works, and successful people, not just only externally, but internally, what they do.
First of all, hold on. She this is word salad. Are y'all listening? Okay, Ashkan said the producer can't mute her mic. Yes, beloved, but she chose not to because whose mic she muted was Toure's. And let her keep going like the Energizer Bunny, just talking crap. And here's the thing. She said this is the law of the land. Say what? Did y'all hear when she said that? She said this is the law of the land. So now you know at this point, she's just saying whatever. Because how is any of this the law of the land? Is it the Constitution, the Supreme Court? Because last I checked, that's the law of the land. Okay, let me roll it back because I absolutely cannot with this lady. She's just saying whatever. She's just pulling stuff out of her arse in this. Hold on.
In order for that child to grow up and be an adult who understands that this is the law of the land, this is how life works, and successful people, not just only externally, but internally, what they do carry at the nucleus of who they are is discipline and boundaries.
Ah, the sweet sound of selling and earning on vintage.
Let me tell you all something. Yes, they muted Toure's mic and then lied about it. Because check this out. So the other day, when I was watching this video on Toure's channel, or no, it wasn't. It was on their channel, on the Truth, whatever the name of that show is, that podcast. We were watching the video from where she went in on Toure, that episode, right? And so I was reading the comments, and the producers or somebody who works on the show had pinned a comment that said that they didn't mute Toure's mic because people were asking, why did y'all mute his mic and didn't mute hers? And they were like, they literally said this, we never muted Toure's mic. And they said we muted her mic. I'm sorry, she was talking the whole time. Do they think we're crazy? So everybody was just ticked off. Everybody's like, why are y'all sitting up here lying? We literally saw his mouth moving. And y'all muted his mic, but you didn't mute hers. But they said they muted hers and not his. I'm like, oh my God, are these people serious? Melly C says, Queen, when I was younger, I was more afraid of my dad than my mom. My mom was quick to hit, and my dad lectured us. So his lesson lasted longer, okay? Yes. Honey, I was more scared of my mom. Okay, I'll tell you that right now. Okay, but thank you for your insight to the topic, beloved, and your contribution to the channel. I appreciate you. Peace, love, and blessings. Okay, like this lady is sitting here talking about the law of the land. But let's continue. Bless her heart. And also, let me just say, I found the video clip I was looking for while you all were watching this. I was desperately looking for this clip where the guy asked her about her relationship, and he pretty much was calling her a 304 in a nice way. Okay, y'all will see it in a minute.
Somehow, a defense of parents hitting children. Meanwhile, the producer is yelling at me to wrap the show because we're about to be late. We've got to stay on time. So I've got to flow into the ending, and I don't want to destroy her silly point and make her look bad, but I'm letting her know I heard the gentle parenting dig. So I say,
if gentle parenting creates gentle children, sign me up. I definitely want to create more gentle adults, especially men.
That's a way of disagreeing with her in an agreeable way. You can't argue against the world needing more gentle men. Male violence is a central problem in the world. So that was a gentle retort to her non-point, and it wrapped the show up on a nice tone. And suddenly, we were on time. At that moment, I had about 60 seconds left to read 60 seconds worth of business, sponsor promos, and stuff like that. So I had pulled it off. Cheyenne knows I'm wrapping the show, but she won't let it go.
I definitely want to create more gentle adults, especially men. Not everybody, especially men.
When I said, hold on, everybody, that's my signal to her that she can't get back in. Please stop talking. I'm wrapping the show. because I can hear her trying to get back into the conversation. She's trying to interrupt me.
You are a
My
gentle.
God, are you kidding?
Now, we're not in the same room. We're on Zoom. I can only hear her through an earpiece. And if I'm talking, I cannot hear what's coming through the earpiece. I can only hear that someone is talking, but not what they're saying. And I know that if two people are talking at once, the audience can't hear either of them. And it's terrible TV. We've talked about this 100 times, but she won't stop.
Hold on, guys. Hold on, guys.
For a second time, I'm telling her again, hold on, please stop talking. I'm the host and I'm not relenting. That means you must stop talking. Let me do my job. I've got to be able to do my job as far as shaping the conversation for maximum impact and holding us on time. When you interrupt me, you're making it impossible for me to do my job.
Hold on, guys. That's what we need in the world is more gentle men who understand.
You're very gentle, and it comes at
But even though she has nothing to say, she is dying to interrupt me.
Hold on, guys. That's what we need.
She's attacking me now. You're very gentle. She intends it to seem emasculating. She's basically saying, you're gay.
Might as well call him gay, because what you were trying to do was emasculate him. It's not his fault that you're not a real doctor.
Here he is trying to have a civilized discussion, and here you had his hood rat trying to tear this brother down and emasculate him. This woman gives off hood rat, halfway educated energy.
I can hear her talking a lot while I'm talking. And by now I know we've talked at the same time for a while. This is bad TV. She's like a barrier preventing me from doing my job. And because we had talked about that specific issue all season long, I got upset.
Let's just stop and go back. Because I'm wrapping the show and you're interrupting me.
First of all,
this is what we spent a whole meeting on this.
We spent a whole meeting on this because we had spent a whole meeting with the producer to explain again this one issue. Don't interrupt him when he's wrapping the show. When he's doing any of the traffic cop business of hosting the show, as in moving us from one segment to the next or ending the show. I have to be able to do those things without her breaking in to say nothing.
Let me say something to this comment. Okay, Raz C says Cheyenne is a hypocrite and she has a girlfriend. LA knows what's up with her. Let me tell you something. I absolutely believe it, beloved, because you know what? The main people who try to use homophobic slurs or, they say little things to imply that other people are gay or whatever, those are the main ones. Okay, those are the main ones. Their accusations are confessions. Okay, it's always them. Okay, it's always them. When people say stuff like that, honey, trust me, 9 times out of 10, the call's coming from inside the house. Okay, but thank you. Absolutely.
Toure, first of all, Toure,
why don't you let me wrap the show? I'm ending the show.
First of all,
what is the point of interrupting me? We're getting out of here. Like, what is the point? What is the point? It says go to host up.
When you're talking to me.
She tells him to lower his voice that wasn't raised at that point.
I said, why don't you let me wrap the show? I'm explaining why I'm upset. I'm focused on the issue at hand.
He's not being aggressive. He's not really even being dismissive, but he just wants to wrap the show and get out of there.
Lower your fucking voice when you're talking to me.
So now the supposed doctor, who's supposedly a talk therapist, who supposedly understands conflict management, is cursing at me and mocking me for having feelings and trying to trigger me further.
Her name calling Toure means absolutely nothing, but it shows how ignorant she is.
This is not professional TV demeanor, but it's definitely not a professional therapist with a doctorate. That's clear.
Because you're acting very, very gentle, very soft, and very feminine.
She's trying to trigger me. She's trying to say, you're gay, because I'm upset that she broke protocol for the millionth time?
Soft and very feminine.
I'm very feminine, she says.
She calls him feminine.
So getting upset is feminine? That's a strange thing to say when you're into female empowerment. Your acting feminine is a diss in your mind? Is that what you teach your clients, Coach Bryant?
All right, you talk to your wife like that. You don't talk to me like that. I am not your wife.
What does his wife have to do with any of this situation?
Exactly.
She's just trying to insult Toure. You don't talk to me like that. The calm demeanor of Toure is exactly what a lot of women tell men they're looking for, right? They want somebody that can be calm and understanding and speak to them in a way to try to get through to him. But now that, in Cheyenne's mind, that's weakness. And she's throwing it back in his face.
I'm not proud that I lost my cool, but even though I was upset, I remained focused on the issue. Your interrupting is making it impossible for me to do my job. And we had a whole meeting about that. She's attacking my manhood.
I'm not your wife, Softy.
I'm not your wife, Softy. Again, with the attempted emasculation. Again, trying to amp up the problem and not taking any accountability. Again, trying to trigger me, trying to insult me, going way out of bounds. I am not trying to insult her. I'm saying, let me do my job. She's pulling off her earrings and smearing on the Vaseline.
Don't fucking talk to me like that. Check.
Frank and Ariva, I apologize.
Check yourself. You don't talk to me like that.
Hold
talk
on,
to your
Doc.
wife like that.
Doc, hold on.
This is not a person with a doctorate in psychology. I don't need to see any transcripts. She still was mad wild even after I stopped talking.
Shut the fuck up talking to me like that. That's what you do. That's what you do. You better tap into your gentleness and real quick.
It's the hood rat of it all for me. That was definitely giving hood rat energy. Okay? Please make it all make sense. And let me tell you all something. The men that are saying people are hating on her, when they see that she's telling all these lies and how rude she is and belligerent and all of that at times, these men, I want you all to pay attention, because all of the men who are caping for her said, oh, y'all are hating. The ones doing it, either they're frauds themselves, okay, or they're attractive deficients, okay, one of the two, or they're simps, one of the three. Either they're simps, okay, either they're frauds, Dr. Umar, I'm talking about you, or quite frankly, they're attractive deficients. All right. But let's continue. Got it all interesting.
Back to the beginning of the ending, and I read the final credits, finished my job, and logged out. It was the most disappointing ending to a season that I had worked really hard on.
Toure was trying to reason with her, trying to tell her something professional that she should have known.
Cheyenne, no Dr. Bryant calling that man soft and gentle like it was a drag while the internet is currently playing CSI Miami with her credentials is taking me the fuck out. And soft, please. Meanwhile, every time you ask or get asked a follow-up question, you want people to be soft with you, and all of your supporters are forming a prayer circle around you talking about giving grace and what? Softness. Because suddenly softness matters. Suddenly gentleness matters. And suddenly people should be handled with care, which is interesting because the first time that you got to try and sun that black man publicly, femininity and softness became the insult. Suddenly emotional regulation became weakness. And suddenly not performing WWE SmackDown masculinity meant that somebody was less credible. And let's stop with the fake confusion right now, because black people, we know what soft means when it's used or said at a black man with an attitude behind it. That is community code for you ain't man enough for me to give a fuck, care, or respect you. And that is the appetizer before homophobia and all of that shit really shows up. Honestly, the thing that is gagging me the most about this is that the woman that is publicly begging for nuance right now, empathy, understanding, and grace, tried to weaponize softness against somebody else. Bitch, you are currently asking for people to handle you gently right now.
You know, I really hate it when y'all make me come in defense of a man so many times.
Listen, Cheyenne needs to sit down at this point. Okay, she needs to sit down at this point, okay? Now, I want to read a few of these comments Okay, Cherokee Descendant Dale said all of the above, Queen. Okay, exactly. Danielle said Simps. They're definitely Simps. Ashkan said Cheyenne comes from the same gutter as J-Lo. That makes me think of what her idol said. Ayala Van Zant, in the words of Ayala Van Zant herself, a hood wretch, a gutter snipe, straight up out the hood. Okay? That's who Ayala must have been talking about when she said that. Do y'all remember? She said a gutter snipe, straight up out the hood. Let me continue. This is all crazy.
I have heard women, including myself, say that we want a man who's able to have communication without aggression. We want a man who is able to speak with us without yelling and without, getting buck and all of that. We want someone who is able to have serious conversations, lighthearted conversations, funny conversations, awkward conversations, or whatever, and still not lose that respect for us. And in the clip that I saw between these two, that's exactly what Toure was doing. He didn't agree with her statements about gentle parenting. I didn't agree with it either, but he voiced his opinion. He voiced his reason why, and he tried to wrap it up. And she took a complete turn, an unnecessary turn. Why are we over here talking about, I'm not your wife, I'm not your wife, you better calm down talking to me like that, gentle. And we know what that is. We know what that is. You're trying to call him feminine. What? Because he not cussing you out and getting buck and saying he's going to put hands on you or something? And we already have the situation where people don't think she's a doctor. And you're literally giving us examples on a platter. What doctor talks to somebody like that, especially in a public setting?
I had worked really hard to avoid that moment right there. And I think the reason why I got so upset was that her interrupting me in that moment showed that all the work I had done all season long was for nothing. See, being the host of a TV show is about more than what happens on the air. You have to manage your relationships with the other people on the show so they feel comfortable to trust you as the leader. The audience perceives us to have good chemistry when we have built trust off screen. Then it will show on screen. I had spent a ton of time throughout that season coaching her up like I was her TV life coach. Cheyenne back then was a person with a ton of TV talent. She had charisma and would say captivating things sometimes, but she was still super raw as far as understanding the structure of TV. She would talk for 5 minutes straight, an unprofessionally long monologue that destroys the flow of the show. I was there to help her bridge the divide. I was brought in to be the host of the second season of the show. In the first season, they had seen that Cheyenne often said things that went viral, but she was very difficult to work with as far as the on-air stuff, like interrupting co-hosts, talking for insanely long periods of time, wandering off of the subject, stuff that really damages the quality of a show. I was brought in as a veteran, experienced host to help bring more structure to the show, which really meant reining in Cheyenne's on-air excesses. From the first conversation we had, I did not believe she was a doctor, and I always bristled at being asked to call her that. It never felt right. I could tell she was nobody's intellectual. But as an experienced host, I knew that creating on-air rapport is about a lot more than what happens on the air. I'm the one leading the conversation, so I'm the QB, and I always understood that I had to make Cheyenne feel safe. As in, with me as the QB, you will be able to talk a lot. I will throw the ball to you as much as I can. You're the number one option. I'm here to lift you up. I said those exact things to her over and over. She loved football analogies. You're the number one option on every play. I told her that so many times. I'm always looking to throw the ball to you, as in throw the conversation over to you. I communicated that on the show and offline. When I introduced the three guests, I introduced her last and put extra sauce on her intro to indicate that she was the star and placate her ego. I texted her before and after shows saying, "You're the number one option. I'm going to get you the ball more than anyone else. But you got to let me do the traffic cop stuff. You got to let me change segments and wrap the show without having to compete with you for the space. You got to know that when I tell you to chill, don't interrupt, you got to chill. I'm the host. And when you go against the direction that I'm building up, it messes up the whole thing and it looks like a mess. To have the permanent guest interrupting the host while he's driving the show is giving soul plane TV. And I am never trying to do soul plane TV. So I assured her over and over that she was the number one option. She's my number one wide receiver. I made sure that she got to talk whenever she wanted to. She could do a tiny pinky move and I'd know Cheyenne wants to respond to the point someone just made. Let me get her in. She was truly the first among equals, and I set her up to talk more often than everyone else. She often took her time and said completely uninformed things, and I didn't smash her. We were teammates. Sometimes I let her tease me and get the best of me, and it was fine. Like here, I teased one of the other guests about being too young. He's the youngest member of the show. So I said he was too young to remember Obama.
Dimitri, does this feel, I know you weren't alive for the Obama administration, but does this feel disrespectful to the former?
Cheyenne leapt in to say, Toure, you're so old, you're dead.
That's okay, Dimitri, because Toure was technically dead. He's an ancestor.
Okay. I let that pass without comment. All good. Make a joke at my expense sometimes. No problem. That can be good for the show. I did not make jokes at her expense in the same way because I didn't want her to feel like she had to get me back. Again, placating her ego. But I was unwavering in the message that children should not be spanked, no hitting, no corporal punishment ever. And she was unwavering in saying what no child or family therapist would ever say, gentle parenting is bad. That's just not how a family and marriage therapist with 3 doctorates talks. That's not how someone who has been through the academy sees the world. But after months of telling her, you're going to talk the most, and proving that show after show, giving her more chances to talk than everyone else, even despite all of that, she couldn't prevent herself from fighting for one more comment. I was so disappointed because I had put so much into building her up and making her feel special and making her feel like you will be heard. Just let me do my job. And even still, she lacked enough self-control to actually be professional. This was someone who loved to hear herself talk, not someone who tried to make sure she had something valuable to say. I fear all of this comes because she wants to be famous and wants to be listened to. She thought she could fake it till she made it. And what we have instead is a case of stolen valor, the academic version.
And I went to school with Cheyenne Bryant. She was already calling herself doctor.
I'm going to stop it right there because we've already seen that video. I showed it to you all last week. So that was very good commentary from Toure. He really nipped it in the bud, in my opinion. But so I want to go to this clip here where they ask her, why aren't you married? I mean, going around here giving all this relationship advice and you have never been married? All right, let's get into it. And please pay attention because there's another video I'm going to show where she talked about not dating someone who made $50,000. But then there's another clip where she's claiming you shouldn't really worry about money. The contradictions. That takes me back to the woman who called into the Breakfast Club and wanted her to get the donkey of the day. She said that the stories don't add up. She'll say one thing on this show, go on another podcast and say the opposite. She absolutely does. She absolutely does. So let's get into it. Lights up, everyone. Please like and share. Then we're going to that viral video about Little Caesar. Let me put my overlay on here.
You gotta make this about her, man.
You're right. You got to clarify to us.
Yeah.
So it's like, I want my woman to mommy me.
Like, hold on, what's going on with you? This is about you. You done flipped the script on us. We over here.
Reverse Uno.
Yeah, you sure did.
But it was good. It was insane.
No, but we're like, no, we need to find out about what's going on with her. She dating, single. What do that entail for a 42-year-old?
I'm dating.
Dating but single.
Enjoying my life. I have really good companions.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
Considering the way she talks about men, I 100% definitely find that suspicious, that she would sit over here and just flat out tell you that she is passing herself around, being passed around, however you want to word it.
Now, I want you all to pay attention to this because she said, I have very good companions with an S, plural. Now, that's interesting because when you think about the lady who claims that she went to see her, remember the lady who said that she was going through stuff? She had PTSD, I believe, and she tried to take herself out twice. And then she went to Cheyenne Bryant thinking she's a real doctor. You all remember that lady? And that lady said all Cheyenne did was talk to her about herself and how many men she had been engaged to or how many men she had engaged with. But it was multiple men that she was talking about. Okay, so please pay attention. She is a 304, allegedly.
That's just interesting. So I'm like, let's start right there. But wait, there's more.
How many are you dating right now?
I'm not exclusively committed to anyone, but I have one guy that I have dated off and on for 5 years.
Got her.
We've dated for 5 years off and on.
So you was his work for 5 years? You been his work? You still his work?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Now pay attention. He said, so you were his work for 5 years? You still his work? You been his work? He's calling her 304 to her face.
I know what's going on now. I'm about to, we're gonna take this sheep clothing off.
The wolf teeth going out. No,
He was somebody's work for 5 years.
We have been each other's companion for 5 years. And yeah, I have spent the block for 5 years. And it's the truth. And he doesn't like it. He's absolutely correct. He feels like I haven't provided.
Oh, your work.
We working together. Okay. We working together.
But you keeping him at bay. Or is he keeping you at bay?
He wants a relationship. He wants to be committed.
You just like the sex.
No. Oh.
Let's keep it 100. How you keep somebody for 5 years? That's like for real. You can't keep nobody at a distance for 5 years. I ain't never done no shit like that.
I am not vitamin D deficient. Everything is good in that department.
No.
He wants a relationship.
She done kept him on the side until she figured out if it's something better. I see where this is going.
I don't know about y'all, but that definitely sounds like the men that she and a lot of other women complain about. I'm just saying. She claims she over here got options and what have you. Okay, cool. But let's keep it a buck. I gotta agree with Paul Pierce on this. Yeah, he really is the truth off the court too. You're not gonna sit over here and tell me that you done spin the block on and off.
Okay. I mean, she was going in on poor Cam. She was going in on poor Cam. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, she's spinning the blocks and talking about she has very good companions. Okay. I have several questions, ma'am. Anywho, let's go to Joe Budden because Joe Budden confirms Cheyenne Bryant's doctorate all of a sudden. And I want y'all to pay attention because this is hilarious. Joe Budden, please sit down. Okay, now remember the other day they were having that conversation about the lies, but now he's vouching for her because she put on that bathing suit. Please pay attention.
See, that's me. And because I can see, I'm here to put the talk to bed on the internet. That lady's a doctor.
Facts. She is a doctor.
Sorry, y'all.
No.
Sorry, y'all.
And stop questioning her.
Hey, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, I know I'm phony. I waver from side to side sometimes. When too many of them educators get on my timeline, I be thinking I need to be down with them. And that's never been my story. That's never been my story. Dr. Cheyenne Bryant got on her internet, sick of you motherfuckers.
Oh, no, she let you have it.
Sick of y'all just chatting shit and put on a bikini and record it.
Had the music on,
and
too?
that was all that needed to be said. I gained the understanding.
Oh, I got perspective.
I totally see where she's coming from.
Stevie see it.
That lady is a doctor. I'm not going to deal with you educators out there that, she didn't get in on her, she lying, the school burned down. Guess what? We don't care.
At all.
Pretty privilege trumps all them hundreds and thousands of hours of schooling that y'all motherfuckers got. That's just the way to land. I don't make the rules.
Salute to the good doctor.
People that can
That's just the way it is. I don't make the rules. See how quickly he flipped? But that's why she wore that bathing suit, because she already knew. Okay, and clearly he was being sarcastic. At least I hope he was. But I find that interesting. Now, as I said, let me see if this is the video here. Hold on. Just a couple more clips, and I want to move in to that other story, because she said on a podcast, they asked her something about dating a guy that made $50,000, and she said that wouldn't fit her lifestyle. That's what she said. Okay, now this is a video about her getting the backlash. Cheyenne Bryant reacts to backlash for saying that she wouldn't date a man who makes $50K a year. Okay, so let's see what she had to say about it, because I haven't even watched this video. I just sent it to my email when I was gathering receipts. Okay, let me put an overlay on here.
Cheyenne Bryant has responded to backlash after she said she'd never date a man who makes less than 50 grand a year. A clip from an interview has gotten a lot of attention online after Cheyenne was asked a direct question. The interviewer asked if she would date a high-functioning man earning $50,000 a year. She did not hesitate in her answer. She said, "I would not," before explaining that the situation would not feel balanced to her. Cheyenne then shared why she feels that way. She said, "It would feel like I am taking care of him," and added that the financial gap would change how the relationship feels. Her comments quickly made the rounds online. Many people said they understood her wanting equality and clear boundaries in a relationship. Others felt uncomfortable with how firm the statement sounded. Some said it made money feel more important than character or efforts. During all this, Cheyenne has spoken out about her decision not to date men who earn less than her. Underneath the post about it, Cheyenne left a comment. In her comment, she wrote, "I will never change my standards to please others." That comment shows she is standing firm and not backing down from what she believes. She would rather be honest than soften her views just to avoid criticism, no matter how bad the backlash is. But before you go, I want to know, do you respect Cheyenne's?
Okay, that's all fine and dandy, but here's the thing. There's a video of her sitting on looks like she's on a boat or something, with some guy who looks like he has some coins, and she's talking to him as if that's not the case, as if money should not be a deal breaker. Okay, at least that's what I got. I didn't watch this whole video, but let's get into it. Okay, and this is from April, just a couple of months ago. Okay, April 13th, yeah, just like a month ago. So let's get into it. She clearly wasn't telling him anything about 50,000, unless she did later at the end of the video, but I doubt it. Okay, please pay attention. This lady's all over the place.
Research on the top 10 reasons why relationships fail. And I was surprised because for the longest, money has been number one. But when I saw this top 10 list, it turned out that commitment was number one. From your perspective, as a good doctor talking to many people in relationships, what's shifted?
When you talk about commitment is relational. When you talk about finances, that is transactional, performance-based. And what I'm finding is that, traditionally back in the day, women obviously weren't able to work. They weren't even able to get credit. My good friend who's now passed away, Nate Holden, rest in peace, he
He is the author of the legislation called the Holden Act, which allowed women to be able to get credit on their own without needing a man to get credit for them. And so what that means is when you have women who are now having agency not only over their body, but over their economic stability, women are saying, look, I have the wealth. I got the money, right? Wealth, money brings status. What is missing is the commitment piece from my partner. So if I'm looking at a table where you and I, let's just say for the sake of this conversation, are married, you're wealthy, I'm wealthy, you got status, I have status, we both have access to resources, and that's what we laid out on the table. That's all performative. That's all transactional. Where is the substance, which is the commitment, the love, the things that really are the root and the foundation of a relationship? Where does that exist? That means that you and I are in a mansion homeless, and a mansion homeless cannot sustain. It's pretty much a house divided. It does fall because performance and transaction is not enough. Just like love itself is not enough. It takes a lot of moving parts to sustain a relationship, just like it takes a lot of moving parts to sustain wealth.
See Dr. Cheyenne Bryant and others at the Black Wealth Summit 2026. May 1st and 2nd at the Western
Okay, so right there, she was acting like money's not the big deal, that it's more about commitment and love. So I think that she just, when she's around rich men, she's likely not going to talk about money. I don't know. But she was acting like the finances was not the main thing because that's what he was bringing up as the number one thing that he thought was always the issue. Okay, so hey, this lady's all over the place. Clearly no doctor. Okay, clearly no doctor. Now, with that all being said, let's get into this story that went viral. And you all give me your thoughts on this because this young lady went to Little Caesars Pizza, where the pizza, don't the pizzas cost $5 there? Maybe she wanted something extra or they charge tax, I don't know. But she went to Little Caesars Pizza with her child. She said it was a baby. She kept saying her baby wanted pizza and she only had $7 exactly. And the pizza came out to be $7.60. And the lady would not let her have it because she didn't want her drawer to be short, I guess. And so she raised hell. So let's get into it. Little Caesars, my 2 cents. Let me just talk about this. The lady makes a video because she's extremely upset and very disenchanted about not being given the pizza. And I say given the pizza because you didn't have enough to pay for it. And while you're saying it's only 60 cents, it may be only 60 cents to you, but you didn't have the 60 cents. And that worker would have had to give that 60 cents out of their pocket because only 60 cents. I've seen people let go for a lot less when I worked in management. Yes. And not only that, they would have been more upset with her to write her up possibly because habitual offenders often come in with a level of entitlement that says, give me this even though I don't have enough, creating an environment where people say, oh, they'll give it to you, they'll give it to you. And that is not okay. 60 cents over a period of time will add up to a lot for an organization or a business. So yeah, we need to break that behavior. She shouldn't have given you the pizza. You should have had enough.
Question for the cashiers out there. If someone is short by, let's say, 50, 60 cents, do you just let them have it and pay for it out of pocket? How often does this happen to you? The reason why I ask is this video right here. Go look it up, the creator names in the thing. The woman tried to buy Little Caesars Pizza, but she was 60 cents short. And the woman's just like, well, you got to have all the money, to do it or whatever. They don't show that part, but they don't let her slide with the pizza. And it got me to thinking, I wonder how often cashiers are asked to cover people's, whatever they're missing out of their own pocket. Because me personally, I think I would have covered it. But I don't know, man. If it was the 5th or 6th time that day, I'm like, man, I'm here to make money, not lose money, Or I would say no if they were arrogant and I don't know, kind of expected me to. Nah, I ain't covering it then. But if they're nice about it, I think I would. But I don't know, man. I kind of see both sides. I would cover it, but I can see why people wouldn't. But let me know.
I want you to tell Little Caesars that you just refused 60 cents, and I just brought my baby in here, and I have $7. That's cool, but you see I'm crying. It's cool. I just want them to know. I just want them to know that you couldn't help me off of 60 cents, and I'm trying to feed a baby. A fucking baby.
That employee is not obligated to take care of your child. As the parent, that's your job. That's your responsibility. She's not even upset at the employee. She's pissed off at herself because in that moment, she realized that she's failing financially as a parent. So many people in the comment section kept trying to give her solutions as far as things that she can buy for under $7 to make sure her child could eat. But she kept telling people that she doesn't want to do that because her child wanted pizza, so she was going to get it for her. Clearly the fuck not, because you were short 60 cents. Regardless of whether you feel like the employee should have, it does not matter because they're not obligated to. Take the advice of the people in the comment section. If you don't have the money to buy something that your kid wants, then go get them what they need.
Now, what do you all think? Okay, one's in the chat if you think the cashier should have, in fact, let her get by with the 60 cents, and then twos if not. Ones if yes, twos if no. Let's see what's going on here. Let's see what's going on here, what y'all think. Meanwhile, I'll keep playing the D major scale. D major said, I'm torn, but at the end of the day, listen, this is the thing about you, D major, that I noticed, okay? But at the end of the day, I'm not risking my job. Here's what I noticed about D major. D major, you are always straddling the fence. You are always neutral. Okay, you always give a neutral answer. Like I remember earlier today or earlier in the broadcast, I was saying something, or maybe it was on the previous broadcast, and I asked something, and you said, this is controversial, but I think this. Sit your behind down, okay? Sit your behind down. Now let's continue. So I see most people, it looks like the twos have it. Most people are putting twos. So what did I say? Ones if you would and twos if you wouldn't? Okay. Aquarius Rising says 60 cents is almost $1. Okay. BB said, not with that attitude. Exactly. I wouldn't have given her ish. Like I told my friend today, I told my best friend, I said, listen, I said, if I was in the store when she was buying the pizza and she was 60 cents short, I would have paid for her whole pizza. I said, but not if she was acting like that. Because she had a sense of entitlement to me when she was saying, would you see me crying? You see me crying. Okay, and? So because you're crying, what? Somebody's supposed to do something just because you're crying, Karen? Okay, because that's what she was giving, Karen energy. Yeah, she had an attitude, and I guarantee you when she walked in there, and once they told her she needed 60 more cents, I'll bet you she gave them attitude right then and there. Okay, I'll bet you she had a nasty attitude. And then also, there were some people who work as cashiers in the comments on some of the videos about this, and they were saying you literally can get fired for that, which I didn't know. Somebody said that if you're over 10 cents short on your drawer, you can get in big trouble. So, anywho, with that all being said, let's continue.
That you just refused 60 cents, and I just brought my baby in here and I had $7. That's cool, but you see I'm crying. It's cool. I just want them to know. I just want them to know that you couldn't help me off of 60 cents, and I'm trying to feed a baby, a fucking baby, off of 60 cents. 60 cents. You couldn't let 60 cents slide. You couldn't let 60 cents slide. Now my baby's still gonna be hungry, but it's okay. Don't worry about it, bitch. You about to go viral.
Now let me first say this. Let me say this, okay? If I didn't have 60 cents, I probably would have went and just got 60 cents by the end of the day for my register being short. But that's my heart, okay? This lady is not entitled to do anything for anybody, okay? But me having a heart, and I know it's a baby involved and somebody needs 60 cents, I promise you on everything I love, I would have.
Deliver us from this. I can't see it all because it's things on the screen, but it says you can't be exchanging money with customers, especially with the camera rolling. You know what? I didn't even think about that. That's a very good point, beloved. That is a very good point.
Let her go, and I would have fixed my register later. I'm gonna be honest. That's just me.
Deliver us from
That's
evil
just
ones.
me now.
Okay,
Now,
yeah, I like that.
Second thing is that we have to stop pulling our phones out that we feel that we have a platform that we can go and embarrass somebody about something. That I see that a lot. I saw that somebody wanted something dealing with food or something, this guy, and he was like, and he only had like 25
100,000 followers. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to, you know, salt nobody followers down. I'm just saying. And he was like, oh, this definitely going on TikTok and such. He felt entitled. And we have to stop doing that as creators, that we feel that we have a platform and something's not going our way and we feel that we can go and embarrass this person or put this person out there and it'll turn left on you because it's not right what you're doing. Now, like I said, I would have gave her the money and my register would have been short that day. And on top of that, what she could have did was went outside and asked a few people, hey, you got 30 cents, you got 30 cents, and then you would have had 60 cents. You know, but we do have to stop, you know, pulling our phones out saying, oh, this about to go viral, threatening people because you want to embarrass them because they didn't have 60 cents to give you. That's not right. You know what I'm saying? So hugs and love. Y'all be blessed to J-Lo. Wow.
Hey, she sure did. DJ The Truth TV.
That you just refused 60 cents. And I just brought my baby in here and I had $7. That's cool. But you see, I'm crying. It's cool. I just want them to know. I just want them to know that you couldn't help me off of 60 cents. And I'm trying to feed a baby. A fucking baby. Off of 60 cents.
Girl, listen, let me hold on. Let's stop right here. A baby, a effing baby. First of all, babies eat pizza. The baby told you, and I don't know how old this child is because I went on her page looking for evidence of how old the child was. Now, she said a baby. So maybe a toddler, 13 to 24 months, maybe, I don't know. But you mean to tell me a toddler told you that it wanted a pizza? Okay, second of all, she's sitting there talking about an effing baby as if the cashier gives a damn. My thing is, ma'am, why didn't you call your baby daddy? Okay, sorry. If it were my baby and I didn't have enough, I'm calling the baby daddy. I'm not getting mad at the cashier. Can you can you cash at me? Okay, can you Apple Pay me? Can you Zelle me? Okay, can you PayPal me? Whatever. Can you send me the money? I need 60 cents. Can you imagine calling someone for 60 damn cents? But here's the thing. Let me stop because that's not funny. Well, it is, but here's the thing. She's getting all mad and butthurt. Here's the thing, though. I told her in the comment section, I said, ma'am, you could easily have gone to Walmart and gotten you a pack of chicken drumsticks for $5. Okay, you could have got it for less than $5, probably like $4 to $5. You didn't have to get the big pack because the big pack is like maybe $5 to $7. But you could have gotten a small pack. I told her with like 6 drumsticks, then gotten you some ramen noodles or a bag of rice, and you could have had food for 2 days. You got $7 and that's it. And you mean to tell me you want to spend it on one meal that you can't even afford? And then she's going to comment saying, well, how did she put it? She said, well, there's no Walmart near me. Oh, okay. Okay, ma'am. But you're all the way at Little Caesar, so there's no other grocery store she could have gone to. Girl, sit down. You know that old saying your parents used to tell you, beggars can't be choosers? Okay, she needs to learn that one. But let's continue.
You could have like 60 cents line. You could have like 60 cents line. Now my baby's still gonna be hungry, but it's okay.
Now my baby's still gonna be hungry, but it's okay. Girl, that's your baby. You trying to make somebody else feel bad because your baby's gonna be hungry? You're the mom, lady. Nobody should be feeling bad but you. Okay? Do y'all hear this? And here's the gag of it all. If the pizza was really for the baby, couldn't she have bought like a little personal pan pizza? Don't they have like the little small pizzas in there, I'm sure? Don't they have like those little pizza cups? Don't they have those now? Yeah, they do. I saw somebody with them on a commercial. Those little pizza cups. Looks like a little muffin pizza or something. She could have bought that if it's just for the baby, but her big butt wanted pizza. Her big butt wanted that pizza. Let me tell y'all something else, because I told y'all I'm nosy. I went and did a whole thorough investigation. I went on her channel only to see this. Look at those nails. How much did they cost? I bet you they cost a whole hell of a lot more than $7. How much did those braids in her hair cost? I have several questions, ma'am. Okay, I have several questions. Y'all should have seen me because as soon as I saw that video, I heard the theme song from that what's that show that Ice Cube is on? That police show, I heard that playing in the background. The girl sit down somewhere. Not to mention, there's a whole video of her braiding her hair and smoking a blunt. So you got money for weed and weed, but not 60 cents. Girl, bye. You know what I think she thought? I think she thought that we were all, as a community, the people watching the video go viral. I believe that she thought we were going to donate money to her, start a GoFundMe or something. Because in her video that she made in response to us dragging her, she was like, oh, y'all just effed up. Y'all just want me to feel bad so bad. She said, I don't need y'all to give me nothing. And I was thinking, now, why would she say, I don't need y'all to give me nothing? Girl, you thought we was going to give you some cash, honey. Okay, this wasn't the flex that she thought it was. Okay, but let's continue.
Don't worry about it, bitch. You about to go viral.
Could she let you slide with the 60 cent? Could she have found some discount, something she could have applied to let you slide? Yeah. Did she have to? No. Right? And the entitlement of thinking that she owed you anything is the problem. You being a grown woman with kids and not having 60 cents to your name is an even bigger problem. Like, I went to your page and you finding a way to keep your hair and nails done, but you ain't got 60 cents. Because the priorities be all wrong, right? You can go spend your money on what you want to go spend your money on, and then when it's time to handle stuff like your bills and things like food, then you want handouts and you want somebody to help you. Getting your hair and nails done is a luxury, right? You don't have to get those things done. But since we try to make it seem like your kids ain't eating, your kids definitely need to eat. So that means that you should have money for food for your kids to eat. And I'm sure you're getting food stamps. I'm sure you got an EBT card. So you could have used that to get some food instead of eating Little Caesars. But, you know, that's even going down a path we don't even have to go down. The main thing you need to understand is that Little Caesars, that employee, nobody owes you nothing. They don't owe you nothing. If somebody want to do a favor for you, that's exactly what it is a favor. But once it was known that you couldn't pay for the full order and the person didn't automatically be like, hey, I got you. You really don't need to press the issue no more, because now you out of line because nobody owes you nothing. Don't nobody owe you nothing, but you need to do better, because thinking that you was going to go viral and make this woman look bad, the only person you made look bad is yourself. These companies do not care. They in business to make money. If anything, Little Caesar's gonna thank her for doing her job, right? And not giving you that pizza. So honestly, I don't really know what you thought you was gonna accomplish with this video.
Okay, she made herself like a whole fool. And she did say something. I'm gonna tell Little Caesars or something she said about Little Caesars, as if they're gonna get mad at the girl for not letting you get away with it. Honey, they charge you for everything at these restaurants now. Even if you want extra sauce, some of them will charge you for it. Okay, some of these franchises. Now, D Major says, I'm sorry, Queen, for riding the fence. But that's the problem with our world. We're too busy trying to compete for idea without giving any thought to nuance. D Major, beloved, please sit down. Okay, here's the bottom line. Now, first of all, let me just say that songwriter Sonny, I didn't put his comment on the thing, but I definitely read it. Songwriter Sonny said, you can ride the fence all you want. You can straddle the fence all you want, but the next time he's going to make sure that it's barbed wire. Okay, so how about that? Says gonna make sure the next time that it's barbed wire. All right. And with that all being said, listen, don't try to shame the rest of us because you straddle the fence. Okay. I like when people just say what it is or what they think. People play it safe by straddling the fence. So I don't know if it's this, it could be this. I'm stuck in the middle. Well, see, here's the thing. You may be stuck in the middle, beloved, but you know what I think about? We always think about things from like a standpoint of war. Okay. And I learned this at a seminar so many moons ago. All right, I don't want to make this a long story, but anyway, me and my husband went to this seminar many moons ago, okay, when we were younger, and the guy was talking about different types of personalities. And so he would say things and then get you to respond to it, and then he would tell you what kind of personality you had, okay, and then he would say whether you would be good in a war or not. So that's what my mind always goes to, because I remember I'm a director. I'm a person who gives orders, commands. I tell people what to do. I'm also a thinker. So those were two of my traits that he spoke on. He said I would be the person that would need to be in charge if there's a war. Because first of all, I'm quick on my feet. I'm quick to think, and I'm good at giving orders. I know how to delegate tasks. Now, people who straddle the fence, the reason I have an issue with that is because they're no good in war. Because they don't know which way to go. They're sitting there wasting time thinking and thinking about this and rolling it over in their mind, and overthinking. That's all. You're just an overthinker, beloved. Okay, but like I said, keep straddling that fence all you want, because songwriter Sonny said the next thing you know, it's going to be barbed wire. But let's continue. Let's continue. Nashal said, after speaking to this sister like Queen, she would have been looking into buying stock, okay, and walking around talking about securing financial family legacy. Listen, here's the thing. Hold on. You said you're a philosopher at heart. Oh, isn't that sweet? But so here's the thing, though. The bottom line is the lady came in there with a nasty attitude, a sense of entitlement. And, for all we know, now looking back on it, did she actually really need the 60 cent? Because now I'm inclined to think that maybe she just wanted a viral moment. Maybe she had this whole thing already orchestrated in her mind. Because, people out here are desperate to go viral. People out, Ryan James said, Admiral Ahmadiyyah. How about lieutenants? I like lieutenants. Okay, Lieutenant General, nonetheless. All right, please pay attention. Now, RG Tight said she was clout chasing. Yes, I think that's what she was doing. I think that's what she was doing, okay? And then, but when you go viral for the wrong reason, she thought everybody's going to be on her side, going in on Little Caesars, saying, oh, let's boycott Little Caesars. They wouldn't even let her slide with 60 cents. She had a baby. Girl, bye, okay? But you see him crying. Ashka said, are you suggesting they were in cahoots? No, beloved. The whole thing was real with the cashier. What I'm saying is, I'm wondering if the woman went in there purposely to do that and act like she didn't have the 60 cent just to see if they would give it to her. But then, now that doesn't make sense, because there's no way she would have known that they wouldn't give it to her, right? So she couldn't have known that. But it was a thought, because I'm telling you, people do anything these days. But the bottom line is, she was so sure when she recorded that video. I'm recording you because I just want them to see. You wouldn't even let me slide with 60 cents. And I got an effing baby, and my baby's still gonna be hungry, girl. If your baby's still going to be hungry, take that $7 that you just saved because you didn't have the 60 cents to go along with it and go down the street. Songwriter Sonny said she hired the baby. Songwriter Sonny said she hired that baby. I'm done. I am so done. Let's continue. Let me tell y'all something, honey. It's plenty of times I could have gone viral, but I'm not putting y'all's artists in my business like that, okay? I'm not putting y'all in my business like that, all right? Because y'all see how I be going in on people on live. Y'all don't think I be doing that in real life? Yeah, I do. Okay, only when needed. Only when needed. But I'm not recording any of it. But let's continue. It's all nefarious. Deliver us from evil said, y'all been drinking? No, beloved. We're always like this. Talk about have we been drinking, honey? This is the most nefarious chat in the land. Okay, I promise you. This is the most nefarious chat. Nobody's drunk. This is us every day, all day, and twice on Sunday. So please pay attention. Now let's continue.
I want you to tell Little Caesars that you just refused 60 cents, and I just brought my baby in here, and I have $7. That's cool, but you see I'm crying. It's cool. I just want them to know. I just want them to know that you couldn't help me off of 60 cents. And I'm trying to feed a baby. A fucking baby.
Meanwhile, in the midst of all that hollering, if you actually pay attention to what the worker's saying, the worker's telling her repeatedly, people have been fired before. People have been fired from here before. Meaning she can't give you the 60 cents. She can't let you slide on the 60 cents because the Little Caesars that she works at has a history of firing people for doing exactly that. And it's like, you want to be upset because, oh, I got a fucking baby, and I ain't got 60 cents for the pizza. But if that lady loses her job, are you going to help her pay her rent? Are you going to help put groceries in her house? Are you going to put gas in her car? I bet not, because you ain't even got 60 cents to buy a pizza for your own child. So I know damn well that you couldn't compensate her financial loss after losing her job trying to help you out. And while I understand that times are tough, which is what people keep repeatedly saying when it comes to the situation, saying like, oh, times are hard, times are hard. Exactly. Which is exactly why these employees are not going to put their jobs on the line for you, because times are hard. People can't afford to get fired over 60 cents. There were people in the comment section saying, oh, well, I would just quit that fucking job. You need to just quit that fucking job. Or who cares if they fire you? I would have gave her the 60 cents. I would have let the 60 cents slide. And it's like, so you can understand the concept of times being hard when it comes to her not having 60 cents to buy her child a pizza, but you can't understand people not being able to just up and quit their job or just up and do something to get fired on a whim because times are hard. Like, it's crazy how y'all will scream times are hard in a situation like this until y'all are blue in the face, but then at the exact same time not be able to understand the concept of times being hard, meaning people can't just afford to quit their job just because they don't like the policies. That people can't afford to do things that's going to result in them losing their income just because, oh, well, fuck this corporation, fuck this job. Most people don't like the corporations that they work for. Most people don't like their job. Most people don't agree with the policies at their workplace. But they do what they have to do in order to not end up on the street. They do what they have to do in order to be able to feed themselves and their own children. They do what they have to do in order to be able to pay their own bills. Not to mention the very next videos on her page was of her braiding her hair and smoking weed. And people were like, oh, well, synthetic hair is like $2 a pack. Yeah, and had she not bought one of the packs of hair, maybe she would have had $9 to be able to afford that pizza. You can't afford to feed your child, but you can't afford to buy weed to smoke. And
the weed was at least $10 because she was smoking a whole blunt. Please, Betsy.
Let's say that the employee was able to let her slide on the 60 cent or was able to give her 60 cent to pay the tab. You had $7 to your name. So you feed the baby the pizza today, and then what does the baby eat tomorrow? Or the next day or the day after that? I would think that it would make more sense to go to the grocery store and maybe get a little bit of chicken and rice. You could buy a rotisserie chicken for like $5, buy $1 box of rice. You can get like $1 thing of great value spaghetti sauce, and you can get like a 98-cent pack of fucking noodles. Buy some ingredients that can actually make you something that might last a couple of days. It's like you eat the pizza with the baby today, and then tomorrow you're what? At the next fast food restaurant cussing those employees out because they can't help you get a meal. And people are acting like, oh, well, it's just 60 cents. It's just 60 cents. People get fired from these corporations over fucking pennies. I saw somebody in the comment section talking about how they worked at a McDonald's and an elderly woman came in trying to buy food and she was $1 short. So the employee took $1 out of her own pocket. It wasn't out the register. She didn't let her slide on the dollar. She gave her $1 of her own money. And she got written up by her manager and told that if she did it again, she would get fired for giving her own money to the customer. These corporations don't give a fuck about you, and they also don't give a fuck about these employees. And people cannot afford to lose their job just because you're having a hard time. Because guess what? A lot of these employees are also having a hard time. A lot of these employees are also living paycheck to paycheck. A lot of these fast food employees can't afford to buy food from the very places that they work at. You'd be surprised how many of those employees also couldn't afford to go in there and buy a fucking pizza. And the people were like, girl, you might want to take this video down. And she's like, no, because remember, the employee is more important than a child being fed. Girl, it's your child who's your responsibility to feed. And while I understand that it would be nice if everybody could just always help everybody out all the time, but that's not reality. And the people were telling her that she should have went and bought some ingredients to maybe make like a pot of spaghetti or a pot of chicken and rice. And she's like, but my baby wanted pizza. Well, your baby's going to have to learn, considering they're being raised by a mom who didn't have 60 cents. And I'm not saying that as a diss, it's just reality. Your baby's going to have to learn that she can't always get what the fuck she wants because mama just ain't got it. And that just is what it is. You want pizza, but we ain't got pizza money. So we're eating soup today. And she was in the comments talking about, I'll show out for my baby all the time. Well, why don't you show out in the parking lot and ask somebody who's walking to their car if they got 60 cents you can get? Why don't you call one of your friends or family or maybe the father of that child and see if they can cash app you $1? Why are you filming this employee who has no responsibility to help you or your child, trying to shame her because she's telling you, my job does not allow us to do this. People have been fired for doing this in the past. I get that times are tough, but your struggle is no more important than anybody else's. Your ability to be able to feed yourself and your child is no more important than an employee's ability to feed themselves or their children. And the way y'all treat people in customer service is absolutely fucking insane. And look, stay with me, but I'm not saying that I think think that robots should replace customer service workers as a whole, but I do think that they should put like 1 or 2 of them in there with the human employees, and the robots should be the ones to have to deal with the unruly customers, and they need to program them robots to start beating the fuck out of y'all when y'all go in these establishments and start mistreating these workers, and especially when y'all start putting y'all's hands on these workers. She didn't put her hands on the Little Caesars employee, but we see time and time again when people go in these fast food places and they start punching and kicking and spitting. They need to program these robots to start tearing y'all's ass up, because there is no reason why y'all go into these places, these restaurants, these fast food places, these clothing stores, and show y'all's ass the way y'all do.
Honey, Deliver Us from the Evil One said, I must be busy because I'm letting her go on and on. No, I like what she was saying, and I did not know her video was that darn long, okay? Because when I find these videos, y'all know I'm not watching the whole video, right? I listen to the first maybe 10, 15 seconds, and send them. But she did make some good and valid points, and she said some of the same things that I said. At the end of the day, honey, it's nobody's responsibility. But she was acting as though it were. Let's continue.
Yesterday, you guys are trying to drag me in my video about what I said in my video, but I'm trying to figure out why y'all defending someone who pretended to be broke for a viral moment and for clickbait, because she's not broke. She has her own place in a car, and she has a job because she's able to afford to get her hair done and her nails done, but just coincidentally don't have 60 cents for pizza, and she blamed the worker for not letting it slide. And you guys trying to tell me that the worker basically should have risked her job for 60 cents because she's a mom struggling trying to feed her baby, because that's what the world needs right now, because we don't have compassion, nobody's empathetic. A worker should have risked her job over 60 cents because a mom wanted a viral moment on TikTok. And now that it's coming out that the mom was never broke, she had money because she got her hair and nails done and has.
Well, here's the thing. That doesn't mean that she didn't have the money, or that she had the money that day. She could have been broke from spending her money doing things that she shouldn't have been doing. I know plenty of people. Well, I don't know plenty of people, but I know a couple of people that do that. She's sitting up there getting her hair and nails done. Maybe that's why she doesn't have the money to get pizza and stuff like that, because it's all, prioritizing. It's about prioritizing, and some people just don't.
A job and a place of her own. Now, those same people who try to drag me are quiet. Nothing to say. That's funny.
Motherfucking real talk. We're going to talk about the Little Caesars situation and the little kid at the barbecue. My motto, it's okay to ask for help. It's not okay to motherfucking expect.
Ooh. I want you to tell Little Caesars that you just refused 60 cents.
Little Caesars don't care.
And I just brought my baby in here and I had $7. That's cool, but you see I'm crying.
But you see, I'm crying. First time hearing that.
I just want them to know. I just want them to know that you couldn't help me off of 60 cents.
How can you be 60 cents short in your pocketbook with unlimited minutes on your entitlement plan? Lady got a stock portfolio in Audacity.
And I'm trying to feed a baby. A fucking baby.
Mind you, a baby you had.
Off of 60 cents. 60 cents. You couldn't let 60 cents slide. You couldn't let 60 cents slide.
She come in looking for a hot and ready. She got hot and she wasn't ready to hear the word no.
Now my baby's still gonna be hungry, but it's okay. Don't worry. Don't worry about it.
Why have we normalized people posting their lowest moments like this for attention? Maybe she telling the truth, maybe she's just a mother at her lowest point, but still, why have we normalized this mentality? But instead it backfired, baby. You the one going by. If 60 cents ruined your whole life, honey, you got more problems than Little Caesar. My issue with people that try to emotionally manipulate people into giving them what they fucking want, because that's what this was. Now, what would I have done? Yeah, I'd have gave the lady the 60 cents and a stern talking to. Yes, do I realize I'm part of the problem? Yes, I realize you can't do that for everybody, but I gotta live with my choice. Try asking for help, not fucking demanding it. And if they don't give it to you, deal with it. Y'all's poor planning is nobody else's fucking emergency. Your inability to pay for shit for your child is not my emergency. Talk to the person you had it with if that person's still around. Odds are that woman probably had her hair done, her nails done, name brand clothes, name brand shoes, on a $2,000 phone. Probably had transportation to get there, gas to put in the car, or somebody to pay to drop her off. Hell, the lady probably could have walked around the parking lot and found 60 cents. No is a one-word paragraph. Go to the dollar store and make a sandwich. It's nobody else's fucking responsibility to keep anybody else afloat. That's my issue here with this woman's approach. Could the worker have covered 60 cents? Sure. Could another customer have covered it? Sure. The worker gave her some kind of discount? I don't know, mate. Did she have to? Absolutely the fuck not. Expecting her to do so is the motherfucking problem in society. It brings up a whole whole other issue. Everybody's struggling, shit's so expensive. Everybody out here taking it to the next level over food. Sign of things to come, I guess. I said, I'm gonna give it to her. If nothing else, just to shut her up and get her out of my face. I got my conscience to worry about, and I'm going to give charity what I can get. What I'm not going to do is take a chance on a baby actually going hungry. Yeah, her story might have been bullshit, but I'm the one got to live with that. But I'm not required to, and neither is nobody else, and that's point blank into the motherfucking story. Now, the kid at the barbecue. Y'all will fight over motherfucking anything. Normally, I wouldn't post this on the internet, but this came from TMZ. It's already over every news station, everywhere, everybody talking about it. Why am I talking about the kid and the woman together? Because the kid acted better in the woman's similar situation. Realize that? The kid was told no. He acted appropriately. He didn't act entitled. This kid was respectful, was not one-time rude. He smelled food from across the road. Honey, feed that child. Feed that child. And they did. They gave him a bag of chips. They said they didn't have enough food to go around. What y'all arguing about? It was a good interaction. He wanted barbecue and they didn't give it to him. They gave him a bag of chips. They didn't have to give him shit. It was not their kid to take care of, but they did give him something. The only issue I have here is that the people posted the video in the first place. Not every single moment, including Little Caesar's girl, has to be posted to the internet, y'all. The hell wrong with you? Feed the kid, go on about your day. It's as simple as that. I don't know why everything has to be an issue for the internet. And that's my thoughts on it. Toodaloo. Go with the Lord.
Oh, honey, he is hilarious, okay? Well, that was funny. Let me close this out. Why is it still on here? Oh, okay. I forgot what I did. Okay. Now, with that all being said, most people feel like, nobody owed her anything, and it was the entitlement. It's not like she came in there with a nice attitude, and some people, I guess that one of those women, at least the one who first did the video, I guess she did think that she was faking, like she didn't really need any money. That could be the case. That could be the case, because it seemed to me like she really wanted a viral moment. Now, I forgot to put in those videos the one where she's braiding her hair. Hold on, but I'm about to download it right now. It's going to take a minute. But so while we're waiting for this to download, let's go to Kevin Hart and what Lisa Ray had to say about him and his jokes. Okay, likes up, everyone. Please like and share.
Do you think Kevin Hart getting the backlash, should he have done more to make the situation not even happen by approving these jokes? And for the record, as of today, this has been a week and a few days, he has not apologized or said anything about it.
Well, here comes that black privilege that when you cross over and they let you in, how far do you really take it and go? You are in the door, but are you leaving the door open for, your people to come? And here's the thing, he's absolutely put some people on. He put Tiffany Haddish on, and that may be a reason why she did not do any comedy and do any jokes, because all hail to Kevin for her. You know what I mean? Because she absolutely is like, if it wasn't for Kevin, you know what I mean? So I get that. That's how I am with Ice Cube. Ice Cube, for me, what you want me to do? Want me to be a mechanic under a car? Because absolutely you got me. You know what I mean? But I'm not really sure if I know he noticed how it is, definitely. But I can't say that he just now caring, because you had to have cared when you picked all your comedians, when you labeled everybody, when you chose the writers, when you okayed the writers. Like, you knew that you didn't see you in that room when they was coming up with them jokes. That's not new to you, So now, are we giving him more of a conscience to be able to say something? Are we guilting him into saying something? Because here's the real truth. If he don't feel like he did anything wrong and he don't feel like he needs to apologize, then he's not. And is it going to affect him?
No.
Kevin Hart has a real problem when it comes to reading the room during controversy. And honestly, this isn't even about comedy anymore. It's about how celebrities continue to mishandle public backlash in real time. Because after Tony Hinchcliffe made that controversial, nasty George Floyd joke during Kevin Hart's roast, his response really wasn't strategy. It wasn't empathy, and it really wasn't damage control. It was defense. And that is where the PR issue starts. Like, one thing that I've noticed that celebrities still fail to understand is this. You cannot tell the public how they're supposed to feel during an emotionally charged moment tied to race, trauma, or public pain. You just can't. Especially something that's connected to George Floyd. And Kevin Hart has a habit of doing this. This really isn't his first time kind of dealing with like public backlash and dismissing it. Instead of acknowledging why people are upset, he immediately moves into protecting the person that's attached to the controversy, and that's where he's failing. And that's really not reading the room. That's trying to spin public perception before first acknowledging the emotional impact that it's caused. And celebrities continue making this mistake over and over again because the internet does not work like it used to. People are not really watching full comedy specials with the idea of, oh, it's okay to be racist or to be culturally insensitive. They're watching viral clips, headlines, Breakfast Club's conversations, tweets, reaction videos, and public outrage in real time, which means perception is getting formed fast. And once public opinion starts leaning in one direction, the worst thing that you can do from a PR standpoint is to double down, especially when people already feel hurt or offended, especially when it comes to race and trauma. That usually escalates into backlash. And now strategically, Kevin Hart's smartest move right now would be simple. Just acknowledge that the joke was insensitive, show some empathy towards the Floyd family and George Floyd, and take ownership since this happened on his platform at his event. Because whether he said the joke or not, unfortunately, his brand is now attached to the moment right now. And this is where celebrities struggle. Oftentimes, they think that acknowledging harm equals betrayal, and it really doesn't. You can support your friend.
All right, getting a little long-winded there, buddy. Okay, so listen. At the end of the day, they were saying, I think someone did a video and they said that the 17 writers for Kevin Hart's jokes at the roast were all white. And I said, no, I don't think they were all white, but I looked it up. Now, here's what it says on ChatGPT. The 17 credited writers for the roast of Kevin Hart are predominantly whites, but the room was biracial and included several notable Black comedy writers. Okay, now it shows the ones that are white, the white writing core. Nick Mullen, J.P. McDade, Mike Lawrence, Dan St. Germain, and Zach Amico. 5 men primarily wrote gags for Gillis, Pete Davidson. These are the ones that wrote about the slavery, other historical events, controversial punchlines, and edgy. That's what they say. Okay, now the Black writers are Chris Spencer, Joey Wells, Harry Ratchford, and Ray James. So at least one of these, Joey Wells, is one of the Plastic Cup Boys. If you know who the Plastic Cup Boys are, those are one of the guys that Kevin takes with him on the road when he goes on tour. Okay, so anyway, there y'all have it. Now let's get into this video where she's sitting up here smoking a blunt and braiding her hair.
I'm like, damn, have a good break of shit. Let me doing this shit by myself. But yeah, y'all still in the comments talking shit. God bless all y'all souls. Like, for real. But never in life did I think it was that many fucking evil people in this world. Oh, y'all really sick. You feel me? Y'all really sick. Somebody said the music positive. Everything was saying is, y'all want me to hate myself so bad because I didn't have 60 cents. And guess what? I'm not. God loves me. God's gonna provide for me. God provides for me. You feel me? So, it's sad, y'all. It's really sad. This is America for you. The fuck? So I'll be the bitch. I'll be the bitch any motherfucking day behind my child. Y'all really are sick in the head, and that shit is so sad. Y'all don't have to feel bad for me. Y'all don't have to give me anything. Y'all don't have to do shit fucking for me. I'm gonna make a way out of no motherfucking way every motherfucking time. So like I said, God bless y'all. I'll get the fuck off here from my... And I hate when people say, oh, it's not that deep. It's not that deep. You taking it too serious. Then what the fuck is it? What the fuck is it? It might not be that... Everything you love, you can't break. One of my favorite quotes. It doesn't matter who. How can you beat someone? You can't beat nobody anyway, motherfucker. Give me a lot of pretty girls, but you don't need that one.
Okay, I'm sorry. She needs to sit down somewhere. She don't look like she was that darn broke. And then y'all heard her. She said, y'all don't have to do anything for me. She said, that is so effed up. Y'all need help. And this is America for you. This is America. This is America. Ashgod said the baby's working at the data center. The baby's working at the data center. I am so done, okay? Now, y'all see her sitting up there. First of all, how ghetto is that? You sit up there smoking a blunt on your live lady. Stop. Pretty Reese said, ma'am, I don't feel bad for you. Okay, it's hard too, right? It was the sense of entitlement for me. D Major said, Alexa, play This Is America. That's exactly what I thought about, okay? It's exactly what I thought about. Childish Gambino, a.k.a. Donald Glover. Oh, my goodness. Isn't that his name? I hope that's his name. I can't remember. It's been so long. Anyway, listen, I'm out of here. This has been so hilarious. This has been so hilarious. Listen, I love you all to life. I hope you enjoy the rest of this evening. I will see you all in the morning with your morning wake-up call. Well, yeah, it will be a morning wake-up call. I'll probably be back at about 11 or 11:30. And so I'll see you all then. So until next time, beloveds, each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Peace.
Gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got